The evidence-based instructional strategy we are going to discuss is the Accelerative Integrated Methodology, or AIM. We are going to discuss what AIM is, who would benefit from it, how teachers can incorporate it into a classroom, what the research is behind it, and finally some pros and cons of the method.
AIM is a systematic approach to accelerate the acquisition of a second language. This method is particularly used for teaching French as a second language. Through the use of drama, dance, and creative writing, students are able to learn a new language. The dramatic, musical, and kinesthetic techniques used in AIM provide students with different means of receiving, processing, manipulating, and producing new vocabulary and structures in a second language. AIM is designed for the initial second language acquisition period. Through the use of drama, dance, and creative writing, students are able to progress from context-embedded, cognitively undemanding activities in a new language to cognitively demanding activities. AIM helps students build fluency as well as increases their engagement and motivation.
AIM uses the gesture approach because research has shown that there is an important connection between language and movement. To accelerate the learning of a new language, AIM proposes that the use of gestures associated with language will help students understand and speak in the second language as early as possible. This may be achieved through the use of story and drama as context for development of the new language. Who would benefit from AIM? All students who are learning a second language can benefit from AIM. The program can be used and adapted for all ages from kindergarten to grade 12. Students of all abilities would benefit from AIM instruction. It does not exclude students with disabilities, and it consists of excellent strategies that would assist students with exceptionalities.
How would you incorporate it into the classroom? AIM can be used to replace other second language teaching practices. It's most commonly used to teach French as a second language, but it can also be used to teach Spanish and English. AIM also has a long-range plan and unit developed for teachers, which would allow planning and preparation to be reduced. When students are learning a dramatic piece with AIM, there are certain stages the teacher leads the students through. These stages include memorization, oral comprehension and expression, reading and writing expression, and creative writing expression.
Next, we're going to go through some research that supports the efficacy of AIM. In a study by Wendy Maxwell, a group of students who were taught French using AIM were compared to a group of students who were taught French in regular instruction. 9 students per group were selected by their teachers to participate in the study. 3 high academic achievers, 3 mid-level achievers, and 3 low-level achievers. Each group obtained around 200 hours of instruction before the comparison interviews. The test interviews consisted of 7 levels that increased in severity. Each level had a variety of questions that tested comprehension and production in French.
During the interviews, researchers scored 1. The number of responses exclusively in French, 2. The number of correct responses in French and or English, 3. The number of French words in total used by the students, 4. Number of French words in total used by the student in the creative writing story, and 5. Number of hours of instruction in French. Researchers found that both groups had roughly the exact same number of hours of French instruction. However, the capacity to respond to questions had greater variability between the two groups. Scores in the AIM group far exceeded those in the comparison group, including ability to spontaneously storytelling in L2, average number of French words used, and responses given exclusively in French.
Overall, the study found that fluency levels remained quite low among the students who received instruction in a thematically based core French program. Students in the experimental program who received AIM instruction had higher levels of comprehension and fluency. In another study done by Forsyth, the researcher discusses how AIM is designed specifically for core French, and it is said to use both hemispheres of the brain. The research discusses how there are 9 key elements to the AIM program that are listed below.
The following researchers examined AIM in high school classrooms. The first research question was whether AIM and CO students demonstrate significant differences in their writing skills at 3 points in time. Their second research question was how individual AIM and CO students developed qualitatively in regards to writing skills at 6 different moments in time. The results of the study show that AIM students score significantly higher than other students in general writing skills. On the ASL, it is noted that the AIM students grow from 6 to 7 words, and the CO students increase their average sentence length from 4.5 to 5.5 words. Therefore, both groups improve on average number of words per sentence, but the AIM students achieve a higher ASL. Researchers argue that this variation is a sign of dynamic development. The student is experimenting and therefore makes mistakes, but is in the process of developing his or her language.
The study showed that AIM students have a larger vocabulary and take more risks. However, these conclusions were based solely on observation. With AIM, there is constant interaction and repetition. The students did not just learn new words, but also the context of each word. They learned to recognize and use patterns. From the research, we see that students who receive instruction through the gesture approach appear much more motivated to learn the second language. There are multiple ways to perceive a new language. AIM motivates learners much more than a regular core French program. AIM also provides students with necessary tools to communicate on a simple level in their second language.
Although there is still a lack of research examining its efficiency due to the novelty of the program, AIM does not teach students the second language on a more complex level, such as language structure. Therefore, it's considered an initial step and does not cover a higher level of proficiency, such as grammar. Writing is also introduced in the later years and is done so gradually. Therefore, students have less experience with writing.
Thank you for listening.
Merci pour votre attention.